what have we just witnessed with CAF? Now it seems like African politics is now getting deeply rooted in football. And we've seen it with every country's FA. We've seen it with Nigeria's FA, we've seen it with Cameroonians FA, we've seen it with Congolese FA, we've seen it in different FAs who have had issues in one part or the other in the last couple of months, years, or decade. Now, what we have noticed or what we have just seen with CAF, who have overturned the win of Senegal and handed it over to Morocco, is one, I would say, very embarrassing and most disgusting part of being an African in terms of fairness to the world, or in terms of fairness to injustice, I should say. Now, what happened at the final of African Cup of Nations in Afcon was, I would say, was a win for football, because we saw it as a script. That was a delicate script being written, and we saw it from the very first game of Morocco till the very last game they played in that tournament, where referees was constantly giving Morocco calls. Referees was constantly supporting Morocco in every call they make. We saw it against Nigeria, which was very clear, the Ghanaian referee that blew that match. And this is a total disgrace, because that day it was not just a win for Senegal, it was a win for the whole world. Senegal was celebrated in France. If you think because France is francophone, Senegal was celebrated in US, Senegal was celebrated in Southern America, Senegal was celebrated in Jamaica, Senegal was celebrated in Nigeria, Senegal was celebrated in all parts of the world. Why? Because of that win, the fairness to injustice in football. That was what we witnessed. Now, when Senegal scored in the final, right, it was not counted. For whatever reason, the referee said he blew before the ball went into the goal. And ordinarily, he was not supposed to blow. Now, that passed, VAR refused to review it. That passed, and, there was a penalty call for Morocco towards the end of that game. And Senegal saw it like an injustice to them. Out of protest, they walk up the pitch. To me, it's wrong. We understand. But in that particular situation, which was the final of the Afcon, they walk out for 10 minutes. Sadio Mane and everybody called them back, to come back into the pitch. And that penalty was taken. Please note, that penalty was taken. It was taken by, Brahim Diaz, and he missed. Let me rewind. The penalty for Brahim Diaz was taken at the final of the Afcon, and it was missed. If that penalty was scored, Morocco would have won in regulation time. Now, he missed that penalty because he tried to do a stylish, penalty, right? He wanted to copy Zidane and other players who have done it, and he missed. Now, in extra time, Senegal scored. Normal, no issue with the goal at all. Now, when he scored, Senegal had to hold on till the very last minute, and they won the Afcon. Now, where is the injustice in this? Now, at this point, FIFA, or I would say CAF, handed over the trophy and everything. The trophy was celebrated in Morocco, in Senegal, around the world. Payments were made to the players, medals were given to the players. In fact, it was an historic event for Senegal, because I should say that was their second Afcon, which was a very nice event and all of that. Now, after the tournament, there was no point we saw that anything was being investigated. At no point we saw that anything happened wrongly after the whole thing. And, at some point, Morocco pulled out of hosting the female Afcon due to the fact that they were upset that they did not win. Now, why would you be upset that you did not win when you did not actually win? So is it that you bought the Afcon by hosting it? And is that supposed to tell us that other countries who wants to host the Afcon should as well pay, allegedly, to win it, or pay their way through, allegedly, with referees to win it? Because it is looking like Kenya that wants to host the Afcon now with another country should as well pay up to play the finals because it will be co-hosted. So this is a very, very serious situation in Africa, which brings me to the point that African politics is eating deep into football. And this will be a very big dent on the image of Mosepe, who is the CAF president in Africa. Now, according to reports, not even according to report, it has been confirmed by CAF that, Senegal has been stripped off the Afcon and it has been given to Morocco because they walked up the pitch for 10 minutes. This is one of the most craziest things I've seen in football. I've seen bad refereeing decisions, I've seen bad calls, I've seen poor officiating, I've seen bad VAR reviews, I've seen all of that in football. I've seen suspensions, whatever in football, but I have not seen an organization as corrupt as CAF. It started with Issa Hayatou back in the days. It didn't even start now. That's how poor it has been. So we thought Mosepe would be the new fresh breath of air. How do they call it? But this is a very, very sad situation going on right now. And Senegal would not live without a fight. They will go to CAS because you can't just strip them off their Afcon. They will go to CAS. They will appeal this case because this thing has been celebrated. Pictures have been taken. It has been counted. The world has taken notice that Senegal are the Afcon champions. And now you want to strip them few weeks or few months to the World Cup, in less than 100 days to the World Cup. You want to strip them off their... This is crazy. What is FIFA doing? This is ruining African football. And this brings me to the question that when Karaga said African Nations Cup is not a major tournament, this is exactly what proves him right. Because if things are done right, he wouldn't have the right to say that. And it is what it is. When Cote d'Ivoire won the Afcon against Nigeria in the final 2 years ago, was there any backlash? Was there any issue? It was unfair play decision. And they won it. No protest, nothing. So why must it be that Morocco that hosted it must win it? And that was why they made a protest when Nigeria won the female Afcon last year. Morocco protested. So they are cutting themselves away from the black race. They are cutting themselves away from the African continent. They want to be a continent of their own. Because they said that they don't want to be Africans. So this is a very serious situation, delicate and disgusting and embarrassing situation right now happening, with CAF. CAF will stain their name. CAF will put their name in the mud. CAF will create an history that has never been done before in football. This is a very crazy situation that is going on right now in African football. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think Senegal should hand over the trophy, the medals and everything over, or they should appeal this case? And are you in support of FIFA or are you in support of Senegal at this point? Because what we are seeing right now is a total disgrace to African football. It's a total disgrace to what Africa has built over the years. Because I started watching the Afcon, I think 2004. Then I was fully involved in watching every single game of the Afcon. In Egypt, when I watched it, I watched Egypt 2006. Egypt won 2006, 2008, 2010. I watched those tournaments. I watched, the one that was hosted in Ghana with Agogo. I watched those tournaments. So I really do not understand where this has to be the most controversial one. And you could see it with the refereeing decision calls. The bad decisions by the referees. Look at the game for Nigeria against Morocco. How the referee was carding the players, making them not even able to play football anymore. No confidence anymore to even attack, to even mark. So this is a very, very huge stain in African football. And the earlier something is done about this, the better for it, because it will affect every single tournament going forward. Teams that host a tournament right now would see it as their right to win it at the end of the day. So that is where the corruption we actually set in when it comes to the bidding war. So this is a big disgrace to Africa. And CAF shouldn't have gone through that let at all. Awarding Morocco 3 goals and the final. If this is done with group stage game or qualifiers, yes, qualifiers game and all of that, awarding teams 3.3 goals for walking off the pitch and all. This is the final of a major tournament. A major tournament, the final of the biggest tournament in Africa. It's a sad situation. It's a very, very sad situation. A very sad one. Let me know what you think about all of this. I feel sad. I feel bad as an African to actually experience such a thing in African football. Because this is the game we love. We love football, and when we see injustice, we should speak up when we see injustice. But let me know what you think about concerning all of this and share your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and say I come your way again next time. I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers. I'm going to do more videos concerning this particular issue. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share. Cheers.